afternoon, people. It's me again. Just wanted to talk about something real quick. I noticed all the conspiracy theorists done popped their heads up out of the sand, after this whole mass shooting thing happened in Las Vegas. See, my new slogan is, how far are we going to go with this? So now you have people saying, I seen it all on Facebook, how the government sent this man to shoot all of those people because he got government issued artillery, that the government must have sent them to do this. The government sent them to do that. So I guess when the Sandy Hook situation happened, the government sent them people also, right? When Columbine happened, so now the government has to be sending kids to shoot up schools too, right? How far are we going to go with this? You have people right now as we speak, somebody's probably getting their foot or their leg cut off because their diabetes situation and got out of control. So the government did that too, right? The government is having people get their foot cut off or their legs cut off because they can't control their diabetes situation. Is the government is selling white sugar too? No, it's not the government selling white sugar. It's not the government sending these people. It's just crazy people doing crazy stuff. So now they're saying that, when you look at the people in the hood who's carrying guns, if you look at the guns that they carry, you will see that it's government issued artillery. You see markings on it that say U.S. military or, something to that effect. No, see, all of that is conjecture. A lot of people just say stuff just to try to sound smart. Rest in peace, Dick Gregory, but he was a super conspiracy theorist. You have Professor Griff, who's a super conspiracy theorist. 9/11 was a conspiracy. Sandy Hook was a conspiracy. What about the DC sniper? Oh, the government sent him too because he was once in the military. No, it's just mental illness, and a lot of people just feel like they can't take it no more. Some of these people take their own lives, but they feel like, well, why don't I just take some other lives with it? See, some of this conjecture is getting out of hand. You have people in the government that don't know. You have people who work for the government that don't know what the government is up to. So where are these conspiracy theories coming from? How is the government benefiting from a man shooting into a crowd at a bunch of innocent people who don't have no problems with nobody? See, a lot of this stuff don't make sense. So my new slogan is, how far are we going to go with this? See, we know that the water in, I forgot what part of Michigan it is, but they say the water is tainted, the water is dirty, the water is giving people diseases. But is the government making people drink that water? And when you say the government, who are you talking about? You talking about Donald Trump? You talking about congressmen? Who are you talking about when you say the government are sending these people or the government are doing these things? Who's the government? No, the government is not doing anything. The government, of course, I'm not saying that the government is good, but I'm not saying that the government is bad either. But we all know the choices that we make bring about a certain degree of results. And if the government is so much in control, how come when good things happen, nobody don't say, oh yeah, the government made these good things happen? When somebody hit the lottery, did the government make them hit the lottery? I'm going to go pick my daughter up from school. Did the government send me to go pick my daughter up from school? How far are we going to go with this? So people say, the guy that did the mass shooting in Las Vegas, they saying, how can he get into a hotel room, get all the way up to his room, open up the window, and then start shooting out the window? It's as easy as a person without a gun checking into a hotel with their luggage, going up to their room, and opening up the window for fresh air. It's just that easy. There's no conspiracy in that. You know, people say, well, how could he go into a hotel with all of these guns and nobody not see it? How can you check into a hotel with your clothes and nobody don't see the clothes that you have inside your bag? How far are we going to go with this? See, we live in a hostile environment. There's always going to be violence until there's peace. I'm going to say that again. There's always going to be violence until there's peace. You know, everybody needs to get therapy. Right now, I know it's something wrong with me. But am I seeking therapy? Yes. There's something wrong with just about everybody. Now, I don't know that children are born with a mental illness. I mean, of course, some people are born with certain things that may be wrong with them. But the type of mental illness that would make a person buy a gun, train to shoot that weapon, and then shoot at a bunch of innocent people, that's the type of mental illness that has to be developed. That's not something that just happens. You know, a person's past experience lead them up to saying to themselves, I can't take it no more. Yeah, the world is crazy, but some people could deal with it. Some people can't deal with it. But the more you seek help to be able to deal with the things that's going on, the better off you are. You know, you won't have so many victims. You won't have so many perpetrators. The only way to have peace is to not have violence. The root cause of this violence. See, right now we have a problem with domestic violence as well. You might have a man, he's dealing with a woman, and he might slap her in the face, he might punch her in the face, he might kick her and beat her up. Why does he do that? Because most men get frustrated. And out of frustration, most people don't know what to do besides hit. If you know how to use your words and communicate effectively, then you might not have to resort to violence so much. See, violence, the root cause of violence comes from frustration. And a lot of people are learning. You have people that sit around for hours learning how to play video games. But those same people don't sit around for hours learning how to deal with life. You might have people that party all night, but those same people won't stay up at night to learn how to deal with life. The more you learn how to deal with life, the more you learn how to deal with people, the less violence it'll be in this world, because you won't get so frustrated. It's the frustration that causes people to go off the deep end. So yeah, you know, my solution is therapy. That's my solution to the violence. What's your solution?